Seaside! I have always wanted to do that. For 15 years, I wanted to come out here and say, good morning, Seaside. Well, starting us off this morning and holding the light, sitting in the back during the service, is our master practitioner, Gail Manashaw. And for those of you who have been coming and taking classes for a while and perhaps have interest in becoming a practitioner, next week we will be holding an Introduction to Practitioner training for the upcoming 2-year commitment on starting in September. So if you've thought about becoming a practitioner and want more information, please come and attend that class. All of those of you in the back, listen up. I'm going to tell you what's going on here tonight. Okay. Today is the first in a series of wonderful spiritual interpretations of Broadway musicals and shows. And this is the first time that Reverend Christian has done it in quite a few years, but he has a terrific special way of interpreting Broadway musicals and how they relate to the music and the social scene of today. And it's just a terrific. I heard it the first service, and it's absolutely marvelous. And speaking of Reverend Christian, he's also going to be teaching a meditation class, which is going to start not this week, but the following week. So for those of you who are wanting to learn how to go deeper into meditation, that class is going to be 3 weeks long. It's offered on Tuesday from 6:30 to 9 with Reverend Christian. All of the classes that I'm telling you about, and there's going to be 5 of them, are available at that back table. So if you're interested, you want more information, take a look back there, or look in your program. I keep this on the refrigerator because there's so much going on at the church. If you don't have this to take a look at, you'll miss a whole lot of classes. For those of you who missed the talent show on Friday, I understand that there were people here from, what's that show that they take people on? They were actually watching the people here, looking for people to take on to that big show, The Voices or whatever it was. All right. Okay, I'm losing this crowd. Okay, also beginning on July 25th, Thursday, for 3 weeks. Last month, we had a series introducing the angels with Janice Hope. It was attended by over 50 people, got tremendous reception. So she's expanded her class. It's going to be 3 weeks long on Thursday for 2.5 hours, starting on the 25th. Also, every Monday, for those of you who are wondering what to do on a Monday night, we have sound meditation, a series of deep healing meditation that goes on here at the church. And coming up, picnic. We have so much coming on. Hot dogs, veggie burgers, and a perfect potluck made up of the fine cooks of Seaside. How does that sound? Well, Sunday, August 11th, which is just 3 weeks from today, after the second service, we plan to go to the park next door to eat, play games, enjoy each other's company, enjoy a fabulous picnic. Sponsored by the Seaside Singles and Youth and Family Ministry. Mark your calendar and join the fun. Speaking of Seaside Singles, the Seaside Singles are having a lunch today, right after the service at 12:45. If you want the address, go back to the singles tables. And for those of you who are singles and have not taken a look at this particular flyer, it's also back there. It's called Spiritual Dating. There's a whole lot about the information about the presenter. She's an author, world-famous author, but the quote that I took from all of her material, which touched me the most, for dating, is putting spiritual principles into action. Because when you put spiritual principles into action, something magical does happen. And practitioner training, special needs training last, but no, almost not least. Special needs training. I'd like you to listen up, please, those in the back, because this is something that we haven't announced before, and Reverend Christian has a deep, abiding interest in this. Special needs ministry. Know someone with special needs or the heart to help those with special needs? Attend the Spiritual Needs Nexus Community Potluck. That's the first one, Friday, July 26th, from 6:30 to 8. That's next Friday, 2 Fridays from now, the 26th, 6:30 to 8 at Seaside. Contact Deb Johnson. All of the information I've given you is in the program. Take them home. We see a lot of them they get thrown back for recycling, and it's really important that you take that home because the classes that we offer and the things that you can do here at Seaside are amazing. And I have one last pitch, and that is the Seaside Silver Anniversary Gala. 100 people was our goal to have join for this special club. We've accomplished 86 of that, so we need 14 more members. Today is the 14th, so it must be a magical day. If you've been thinking about joining, please see the table in the back. So, and last but not least, when you come, you're greeted by greeters. Ushers come out. Summer months, some of our ushers and greeters go away. So if you have wanted an opportunity to volunteer, meet people at the church, become friends with people at the church, but you don't know how, I invite you to go back to the welcome table after the service and give your name to Jackie Tipple back there if you want to do a volunteering usher or greeter. All we ask for is a commitment of one Sunday a month for 6 months. That's all we ask for. It's an opportunity to grow and to glow. That's all I have. I've forgotten only 3 or 4 things, but thank you.
Let's all now stand.
No, let's all stand and say hi to your neighbor.
Please remain standing. Time for our congregational song. This morning we're singing Holy, Holy Way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
a holy, holy way. And thank you for that opportunity, and welcome to Seaside. Spiritual nexus, inspiring us to live our dreams, to live our divinity. Truly a place that gives us the spiritual tools to make those dreams a reality. It is a community that welcomes you wherever you may be on your spiritual path. Know there is a place for you here. It is a community of kindness and love and caring, and your presence here today makes a difference as to how this morning goes. So thank you for sharing your heart and your soul and loving in a holy, holy kind of way, and sharing this summer day where the season is upon us, the sanctuary is ablaze in the sun, and that is because you're here. And so I'm excited about what we are about to embark upon, a 5-week journey into some wonderful musicals that grace the stages of Broadway, LA, and San Diego. And we start off with Les Miserables. And it's no coincidence that today is Bastille Day, all based around the French Revolution. So we will take that journey together. But first, to take us even deeper this morning is a wonderful master practitioner, our yoga teacher around Seaside. That is Linda Light.
So let's just take a big breath and let's go within to the stillness. It is in this place where I feel and hear and sense the reverberation from the singing bowl, filling my heart, my awareness, my consciousness with the divine love of God. For I know that it is here, in this place, in this sacred space, that I recognize the one mind, one heart, one breath, one God. Just let yourself feel this, knowing that each one is a part of the whole, each one is a part of the divine love, the divine expression, this creativity that reverberates through Seaside, that comes through Reverend Doctor's message in ways that are joyful, insightful, uplifting, comes through the music, through the sounds, through the vibration. What a blessing this is. So I just let my heart be filled. I just let my heart expand into this time and this space, being present for every single fiber and note that goes on. So in your heart, can you feel it? And so it is.
I watch the evening stars gaze down you alone. I feel the summer breeze lifting you gently home. I hear the morning doves echo their soft sweet songs. Believe you'll know the way where truth and love embrace. I know a kind of place where dreams come true. I know a kind of place. Feel our warm embrace. There is a kind of place for me and you.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Fran, for writing and singing such a beautiful song to pray us in. And thank you so much, Master Practitioner Linda Light, for praying us in so beautifully. Good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Tillotson, and it's my honor to welcome you if you're new to Seaside. So if you're new to Seaside, please take a packet in the back. It has coupons for a free gift at the bookstore and lots of other goodies, because we just so honor your presence here. And thank you so, so much for being here and sharing your light here with us. Here at Seaside, we're part of a larger movement called Centers for Spiritual Living. It's worldwide. It's based in Golden, Colorado. And we teach a philosophy and a faith and a way of life called the Science of Mind, which takes all of the ancient and modern wisdom of the world and applies it to real life in a spiritual way. So thank you so much for being here today. And as Linda talked about that resonating of that energy, you might feel some energy here today, even more than usual. We had an amazing time on Wednesday where we birthed 18 new professional spiritual practitioners out into the world. They took their licensing panels all the way from Capistrano to San Diego, and so now they get to go out in the world, serve our communities, and serve the world to make a difference. And because our mission at Centers for Spiritual Living is a world that works for everybody, and they certainly are doing that, and you're doing that by being here. So thank you. So it's how perfect that the reading for today in Dr. Christian's Joyous Living Journal, which we're all reading every day, right? Yes? Is about infinite imagination. And when I think about that and all the imagination that it took for these people to write these amazing Broadway shows and the stories about them, it just gives me God bumps. So here's infinite imagination. One of the most amazing things about being human is that you can imagine something that you've never seen or experienced before. Kennedy imagined us going to the moon. Edison imagined that there must be a better way to make a light than with fire. Neither of these things had ever been done before. So it was through the power of imagination that the field of our human experience was expanded by these and so many other inventions and ideas. What is so amazing is that you can imagine anything, everything way beyond what you are currently experiencing. This expands your life into the realm of possibility, which is endless. You live in an infinite universe, so there must be endless possibilities. And John Muir says, the power of imagination makes us infinite. So let's take these ideas into prayer. Just going to that place where that infinite imagination of that power and that presence and that light and that love and that beauty and that wisdom that I call God. Imagine this amazing universe of ours out of itself. From the tiniest atom to the farthest galaxy, starting 13.7 billion years ago, just imagining every single thing, every being in this universe and all universes, and every person sitting right here in this sacred time together. It is all God. It is all life. It is all good. And I know that I am that, and each one here is that. An expression of that infinite imagination and life and love and beauty and wisdom of spirit, sitting right here and right now in spiritual community, get together, celebrating that light and the love of spirit as each one. So I'm absolutely knowing that out of this sacred time together, that light and that love and that imagination of spirit just goes even more deeply into each one here, transcending any appearances of strife or disagreement or chaos, just allowing that imagination of spirit to truly create that world that works for everyone, no matter what the appearances might be right here and right now, because that light and that love and that imagination of spirit is one of peace, of light and love. And that is what is the truth of each one here. That is the truth of this world and this universe. And so I'm just gratefully accept this light and this love and this wisdom and this transcendence of the appearances and the imagination of knowing that life and love and wisdom of spirit is the truth of this universe, as the truth of each person here. It's the truth of this sacred time together right here and right now. As I release this law, this word to the law, absolutely knowing that it is now done in perfect grace and love and truth and wisdom of a world that works for everyone. And so it is. Amen.
We're going to have to stop meeting like this. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hey, we had a nice talent show here on Friday, and I wanted to thank everybody for participating. It was great. Before I introduce our guest artists, our supportive artists for Dr. Christian's metaphysical interpretation of Les Mis, I want to bring up to the stage our beautiful Vanessa Carlson. This is her last day with us. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about Vanessa. You have to stand right over there because I won't go. Okay, can you see everybody? Isn't she beautiful? Well, guess what? She's 22 and fell in love, and she's moving. And we love that, don't we? Yeah, we love that. This lady has helped us for over a year. She's helped the band. She is my assistant on Sunday mornings, and she makes the best coffee. And she helps with the paperwork sometimes on Sundays, and she's here and she sings with Carl on the congregational songs. She's been in our choir. She's really a valuable gift to us, and I'm sad to see her go, but I love love, so we support that, and I just wanted to give her a little gift for the support that what is that? Somebody else gave you something? Oh, Kelly. She hasn't. Oh, she has. Oh, okay. So anyway, just open up the bag and give her gifts as she leaves. And can we all say fond farewell during this family? And there's always a place for Vanessa when she comes back, if she does, right? Because there's always a place for you here, as always. And right now, I would like to share that love with you about our guest artist, Miss Debbie Wheeler, that has driven down from Los Angeles this morning. You may have seen her last year, and then and Debbie has been singing for Dr. Christian for many years. She is an award-winning musical comedy actress, has been singing in religious science centers for 20 years. Her new CD is available after service in the family room. She is a recording artist, a vocal coach with emphasis on interpretation and technique, and also teaches piano. So would you please give our hearts to Miss Debbie Wheeler this morning?
I just want to thank you for letting me be here with you this morning to sing some of the most amazing songs that I've ever sung. And so, without further ado, let me just sing I Dreamed a Dream.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
lives were made and used and wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night with their voices soft as thunder, and they tear your hope apart, and they turn your dreams to shame. He slept a summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, and he was gone when autumn came. And still I dreamed he'd come to me, and we would live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream this life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now than what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed.
And that is Debbie Wheeler. Oh, dream. Oh, my. Just bringing up the memories of when I first saw Les Miserables. It was in the 80s, and it stirred my soul, but not as much as when I came back from Hawaii. It was 1990, and my dreams had been shattered, and they had been broken, and I watched that show, and I just sat there crying and crying. You know, Victor Hugo put together an amazing story with profound human questions that I can't answer for you. These are the kind of questions you need to sit in your meditative spot and ask your soul, what are the answers to? And so what I thought I would do with this morning's message is I will tell the story Les Miserables, as Victor Hugo put it forth and was brought forth in the musical. And I'll point out some of the questions that are there that will challenge our soul. And the musical starts with this great baritone men's group just singing, look down, and the guys are on the chain gang pulling in this busted French battleship into the dry docks. But there is no mechanics in those days before the French Revolution, so the men are pulling in, the waves are crashing down on these guys. And here's our hero, Jean Valjean, who is serving time, 19 years, for one of these one of these soul-stirring questions, one of the questions that are asked from the beginning of time. Here is a man serving in these horrendous conditions because his sister's child was dying of starvation and he stole a loaf of bread. That is one of those biblical questions. If your child is dying from starvation, is it okay to steal a loaf of bread? I think a bigger question is, what kind of society do you live in that allows a child to starve to death? But here he is, 19 years serving because he tried to save a child's life by stealing some bread. And so at the end of this big rousing number, and you got Javert, the prison guard, looking down from this high loft upon these men, and he just sees criminals, he sees thieves, he sees murderers. He's looking through the veil of his consciousness. He is looking through the veil of seeing these thugs. He's not seeing a human being. He's not looking with compassion. He's not looking with the heart and soul. He's not looking at a man who is trying to save a child's life. He is looking at a thief. And it comes time to give him his parole papers, and he stamps it and says, "You are on life parole. Every 30 days, you need to come back and check in and get that stamped, or you are a wanted man, and I will hunt you down. I will spend my life tracking you down." You talk about looking through a screen. You talk about one of the classic metaphysical stories. Who's in prison here? You know, if you're not forgiving and you're not surrendering, it is the prison guard, who turns out to be the inspector general of the police, who spends his life caught in this unforgiveness, tracking him down. He releases him, and Jean Valjean is out there now looking for work in a society that has nothing to do with criminals. You are a thief. You will always be a thief, is what he is told. He is beaten. He is scorned. He is abused. He is spit upon. He is cast out, and he is trying. He is trying with all of his spirit and his soul to find legitimate work. Find him hiking in the mountains in the snow, exhausted, starving to death. When he comes across a church, is that not the classic spot? The church, place of hope. And the Monsignor invites him in and says, "Come in and rest. Forgive. Forget the world that it sees you as wrong. Know that you are welcome here." And he has the nuns fix up really his first meal, and he just devours it like a scavenger dog, just the soup. And they look at him and just realize the pain of his soul. They look with the eyes of God upon this person. That night, while he's lying in bed, he's thinking, what can I do? What can I do? I can't work. And he's taken up to thinking that I will steal the silver of the church. And so he does. He gets up, he fills up the bag with silver, and he takes off. And it's like, here's, I'm a thief. And in the midst of the night, you talk about a habit. A habit, you know, you form a habit, but then a habit forms you. I don't know what else to do. You get caught in the spiral. A pilot, it's called a death spiral. It just goes down more and more and more until you are trapped by this habit that is just tearing your soul apart. Not who you are, but it is what you know. He's singing the song, you know, I'm a thief in the night. You know, what has happened to me? And he is captured by the constables, and they bring him back to this monastery, to this church, and they throw him down in front of the Monsignor with the bag of silver he has stolen. It's, "Monsignor, he has stolen your goods." And the Monsignor approaches him and says, "But you forgot the best." And here's one of the classic stories we have woven through our ministerial talks for decades. He brings the best silver candelabras and he gives them to Valjean and says, "Here, this is the most valuable. You forgot these. Take these." And he says to the constables, "Let him go. He didn't do anything wrong. I gave him this." And in that moment, the guys leave, and the Monsignor says to him, "Use this silver to save a soul for God." And it's in that moment something shifted inside of him. In that moment, that Monsignor did something we talk about here. It's about seeing that presence of God. It's about seeing that Christ consciousness. It's about seeing the good in another person, no matter what mistakes they have done. No matter what they have done, if you can remember to recognize that Christ presence, that divine presence, and something can happen. And it did. So the story progresses. It picks up 10 years later. And Jean Valjean took that silver and used it for good. He created a factory in a little town, became one of the most successful factories around. Paris recognized the good that this guy was doing. He was employing hundreds of people in a time of extreme impoverishment, when nobody was working, nobody had money. He employed these hundreds of people. He was the mayor of the town. There was this great respect around this man, and yet, as everybody looked upon him that way, Javert, the police inspector, that guard knew that this guy, Jean Valjean, was prisoner 624. Yeah, he was the prisoner. 62401. And he called him in. And he's always looking over his shoulder, because he doesn't feel right inside, even though he is this upstanding citizen. He is the mayor. He's doing good. He's making the difference in hundreds of people's lives. He's always looking over his shoulder. And in his factory, all these women are working. And there is just the women are doing their thing. And there's this one beautiful woman in there by the name of Fantine. Long, beautiful locks of hair, innocent, pure, just this... and stays to herself. And the other women in the sewing, they don't like this. They're catty. They say, what's up? Why are you so pure? And all that kind of stuff. And they discover that she has a child. You heard this song about a dream. That she had a dream that, the summer, the father of her child would come back, the dream, they could live their dream. And yet here she is, just selling her being to make enough money. She can't even take care of her child. She has to have other people take care of it. She sends everything she makes to take care of her child. She gives it to this other couple. She doesn't have a clue. She thinks she is creating a good life for her daughter. And the truth is she's being abused. And it's a horrible situation in a tavern. And the girls find out that she has this, and they say, what are you doing? You're selling yourself on the side, making a little extra money. How can you support this? And then the manager hears this, and they say, what, she's not giving any to you? And the manager wants a piece of her. And she wouldn't. She has this pure angelic expression, and he is upset. He is embarrassed, and the women now are making fun of him and her, and he kicks her out. And as he's kicking her out, he goes by Jean Valjean, who's the owner of the factory, who's consumed by his own fear inside. He's looking over his shoulder because Javert is in there trying to, point his finger at him. And so he is caught up with his past, and he isn't in the present moment and seeing what's going on. Has that ever happened to you, where you are so concerned about maybe a mistake you had done, something you had said, that you weren't present in the moment? You didn't see what was going on? Here before his eyes, this saint is being kicked out on the street for no wrongdoing of her own, and yet he is consumed by his past, even though he is this upstanding citizen, and she is thrown out there. There's no work. It's pre-French Revolution war. Everyone is impoverished. It's a mess. It's not like she can go get a job at McDonald's or anything. She is out. She's walking. What do I do? My child. Hey, what would you do for your child? She decided she would sell her beautiful hair, her beautiful locks. The song goes, pretty ladies. Da, da, da. And when that money's gone, she sells her teeth. They extract her teeth while she is awake without the anesthesia of today, just the pain. And then when that is gone, what can she do? And they convince her to sell her body in the scene with the pimps and the soldiers and the mess and this ongoingness. And she is just horrendously beaten and abused and is just about in the place of dying. And they were going to arrest her because she spit on a soldier. And this is when our hero, Jean Valjean, comes on the scene and says, what's going on here? And she looks at him in disgust and said, you have done this to me, these broken dreams. I had these dreams, and now look at me. And his heart and his soul is just shocked. No, I didn't even see. I'm so sorry. He picks her up and takes her to the hospital. And he stays at her side. He's trying to revive her. And it's clear that she's not going to make it, that she's dying. And the room lights up, and the beautiful song, and he just rubs her forehead and says, be at peace. I promise you, your daughter Cosette, she will want for nothing. Relax, surrender, be at peace. Your time is now. Your daughter is fine. I'm sure that was not the dream she dreamed, but things do tend to sometimes work out. When you have faith and doubt, if they're not antagonistic and they can go side by side, they will sometimes lead you to places around a corner you may never have known the good that was waiting. And he said, I'll take it. And then to top that off, as he said yes, and she makes her transition, and Cosette is without mom now, but a man who says, I will take care of her. And Police Inspector Javert comes in and says, you know what? They have caught Jean Valjean, criminal 62401. He has been taken in. His parole has now been situation corrected, and I want to apologize to you that I have thought it was you. I surrender. If there's anything, please excuse me from your presence. You are a free man. I am so sorry. And with that, Javier leaves. But here comes another one of those soul-pressing questions. Answer to prayer. He's a free man. He no longer is going to have to look over his shoulder for somebody chasing him down that will remember his past. His past has now been eradicated. He is now free to go take care of that little girl that he has promised would be taken care of. And yet, there's another person who will be serving his sentence. What do? Victor Hugo is profound in putting these questions out to us. Valjean goes in and turns himself in, says, here I am, guys. It's me. It's not him. I am prisoner 64201. I'm Jean Valjean. I'm the one. And with that, he takes off, and behind him comes Javier, chasing after him. They meet in this, epic battle of swords and fighting, and Javier is about to just do in Valjean, and Valjean just gives me 3 days, and I promise I will return. I promise I will come back. And Javier can't see a guy like that. A thief is a thief, will always be a thief. He's looking through his own veil. I can't give you 3 days. He said, I made a promise to take care of this little girl. I will return. He said, I can. And as he raises the sword out the window, Valjean goes into the water to disappear. Boom, gone. Another 10 years passes in the story. They've been remaining in hiding, cloistered away in protective areas. But the story picks up as Cosette is now, who had been saved by Valjean from a horrendous, abusive situation. All the money that was being sent to take care of her created the sister, one of privilege, and her horrendous. And Valjean saved her. And now the scene is that she has come of age. She's a young woman. And with her, the soul is stirring, and they walk through the town, and this young woman is just caught up in the excitement of what's going on. There's a French Revolution that is stirring there. The young kids, it's the young kids that have a vision, that have a passion, that have an energy, that have nothing to lose, that are willing to risk it all. There is a revolution in the air. There is this excitement that is going on, and Cosette notices the leader of this pack, and he's really an aristocrat who's abdicated all. Maurice sees Cosette and it's like this love at first sight. That young first love where they look at each other and there is that magic and there is that passion. But yet off she goes to her private thing and he's off doing that war. But the girl that loves Maurice, the one who secretly admires him, who would give her life for him, who actually ends up giving her life, he says, hey, would you find out where this girl lives? It's like, what? He doesn't even notice this admiration and love, and she does, and they kind of connect up to the fence, and he lets her know he loves her, and she writes a note as he moves away and puts it in the fence. And Eponine, the girl in love with Maurice, takes the note and doesn't share it. So he figures her love was not reciprocated. And Dad figures people know where we are. We got to get out of here. And Dad says, we got to go. And Cosette says, I can't go, but you got to go. You know what it is. Let's leave. We got to leave now. They're honing in on us. And the war is building. You talk about this epic thing. The war is starting to take off. The fighting is happening. The love is going on. Eponine, who loves Maurice, goes out. She gets shot. Boom. And she gets the love from him. And with that, gives the love note to him. And he realizes that. This is just classic stuff, right? The love story. The love story that transcends time, it transcends culture. And Dad sees the love note from his daughter to this guy and said, here it is, the guy of her dreams. And he's in the midst of this French Revolution, this battle. Bring him home in this epic song of bring him home. Oh God, please. He's only a boy. Bring him home. He's only a boy. Doesn't know. You still have that innocence. I can take on the whole French army. No problem. We can take on a whole nation. A band of young kids thinking they can take on a whole nation. And so Valjean decides he's going to join the cause, and he gets behind the lines to fight with the guys, really to protect Maurice so he can get this boy home to his daughter. And when he gets there, he realizes they have captured Javier, the police inspector. They have him hung, they have him tried, and they are ready to kill him. They said, Valjean, he is yours to kill. And he takes him out back. Valjean looks into Javert, who's tied and bundled. Valjean says, you have every right to kill me. He takes out the knife, and he cuts the rope and says, you're free. You're a man who was doing what he believed was right. He's a man of God, believing in spirit. It was not his fault. You know, society creates these visions, these pictures. People get pigeonholed. And he looked at him and said, you're forgiven, you're free. Now there gets up and says, and I will still hunt you down. This is my job. That is kind of conviction. That is kind of belief. And with that, he's gone. With that, the French army rolls in the cannons, blows the whole place apart, kills just about everybody. Maurice, the young aristocrat who's leading the pack, who's just lifeless there. And Valjean, with the muscles and the strength he has, and he's still alive, somehow grabs this kid and throws him down the sewer. And he drags and carries with the last bit of strength he has this kid through the sewer, the sludge. It's horrible. The stuff dripping from their faces is just excruciating to look like. You can imagine. And as he gets out to the side where the water is coming out, who is there to meet him? Javert. The gun pointed at his head and said, your time has come. And Jean Valjean looks up and says, give me 1 hour. I need to get this boy home. And with that, he picks the boy up over his shoulder and he carries him right by the police inspector. And the police inspector was shocked that he did nothing. He dropped his gun. He said he had every right with revenge to kill me. Why didn't he kill me? His inspector is saying, well, he is tormented. He said he is killing me with forgiveness. You know, here is the guy that was in prison for 20 years, was the one that was hunting him down, the one who was unable to forgive. Now that he is in that moment, he is being tormented to the point where he leaps off the building. So the French Revolution really didn't take off at that point. Bastille Day, July 14th, happened, a different story, different place. But Maurice, the next scene is him in that room where he was with all his cohorts, where they were planning this revolution, just in the agonizing pain of all his buddies are gone. Why not me? There's another metaphysical thing. If you survive and the other's gone, why not me? Why them? The song, you know, phantom faces in the window. Empty chairs and empty tables. The guys are gone. How is that even possible? You know, Paul in the Bible talks about, I know I'm not perfect, but I'm not sinning right now, but there's something inside of me that doesn't feel right. It's like a saying for all of us. Like, you know, I know I'm doing the best I can right now, but there's something inside me that remembers my past, remembers what I did. Why is it? There's something in me that just doesn't quite feel worthy. It is the collective consciousness, it is the societal thing that keeps us stuck in the mass, in the herd. Well, Cosette and Maurice, they get together, and it's magic, and it's love, and it's wonderful. And so Jean Valjean pulls Maurice on the side, and Maurice didn't know that he saved him. But he said, I need to share with you my past and my story, because I have to leave Cosette. Because if Cosette knows what it is I have done, I could ruin her reputation. I could ruin her life. So please just tell her that I have to go. Prima Chadron says, only as we expose ourselves to annihilation over and over that we'll ever discover that part of us that cannot be destroyed. And with that, he leaves weak, old, to go live out the last days in the convent. He had a heart attack, busted, whatever it is, alone. When Cosette and Maurice find out the truth, that was really her dad that saved him for her because he loved her so much. And he loved her so much that he could not tell of his past and his history, that he just needed to disappear. And with that, they discovered he was there in the convent or the church, and they went. And as they arrived, he is beginning to move on to the beautiful music of Fantine, the young lady whose daughter he said he would watch out. She's there in the light, stroking his head from the other side, saying, "Be at peace, rest. You have done well." The room lights up with the Monsignor from the other side welcoming him home. You know, soul saved for God, for sure. And there's Fantine welcoming in his daughter Cosette, and Maurice saying, "Don't go. I love you. I understand what you did for me." It's beautiful. And with his last words, he said, "It was a little girl that taught me to love. And when I see with love, when I see the face of another person with love, I see the face of God." And with that, he surrenders his soul and moves on. Had a dream. You know, that life would not let it be. A storm could not weather. But there's something inside of you that cannot be destroyed. And that when the faith and when doubt are not adversarial, but are companions and trusting on what lies around that next corner, there is a strength, there is an assurance. Because I got to tell you something that I think it was Norman Cousins who said that the worst thing is not death in life. The worst is dying inside while you're still alive. So let us not continually look back, but let us be present for the gifts of God that are here. Let us know that the visions of the youth and the vitality and the belief and knows that we are indestructible still lives within your heart and soul. Your spirit is not caught up with age. But you're the one who gets to choose to love, to forgive, to ask those deep soul questions. Is it right to feed someone who's starving to death? And then you can't provide. Is it right to forgive, to let go, to look with new eyes? So there you go, the story of Les Miserables. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back to the stage Debbie Wheeler.
This is Eponine's song, On My Own.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me. And when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although I know that he is blind, still I say there's a way for us. I love him, and when the night is over, he is gone. The river's just a river. Without him, the world around me changes. The trees are barren everywhere, the streets are full of strangers. I love him, and every day I'm learning. All my life I've only been pretending. Without me, his world will go on turning. The world is full of happiness that I have never known. I love him. I love him. I love him, but only on my own.
And that is Debbie Wheeler. Wow. That's beautiful. What images come up for that? Thank you. You know what? Also, in about 5 minutes, we got a guest soloist here to share a number of, just Reverend Roby's going to do me a favor and sing one of the first numbers she ever sang for me from Les Miserables. So we're going to get there in a moment, but it just, what sound, what feeling. I mean, just the end, when Luke Cassette was just looking at him and said, Dad, I get it. I get it, Dad, don't go. You know, how often have we wanted to say that in our life? Hey, this is the time of our service where we get to unite together in our love, in our heart, and our support, and our givingness. You know, feel the gratitude of the singing and Debbie Wheeler, fabulous. You know, the community that we create together for the magic to happen, the feeling to take place. This is what unfolds because we listen to our heart and support that spirit that shows up in our life. And so I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward this time as we take our financial support from our heart and soul and know that your gift does make a difference. It does make a difference in creating this community, makes a difference in sustaining it, and it makes a difference in passing it on through time to the next generation, a place that cares, that is kind, that is loving, that reminds us to take a look at some of these deeper questions that don't necessarily have pat answers. But we do it with song, we do it with emotion, we do it with love. And so I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where the divine unfolds its expression through each of us. For each of us becomes that touch spot where heaven meets earth, and we live in that heaven on earth at the level of our choice and the level of our actions. We become that activity of God as our very life, and what comes back into our individual world is that grace and that love and that wonder and that joy. It feels so good to recognize how our individual lives have been blessed and to share this blessing with spirit and knowing that it is taken in and sent forth out into the world, allowing those blessings to ripple out. And so it's the sense of appreciation for the abundant universe in which we live in. I say thank you. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to have an expanded realization. And so I let it go in love, and so it is. Amen. Hey, and together, let's say the sharing of our tithes and offerings, this wonderful affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. as I stand before this beautiful abundance of love and support, I know that this collective upwelling of the abundant expression of caring and compassion makes a profound difference. For that which has been given from the heart and soul is received, and that kind of love is taken care of in good stewardship and sent forth back into the world to do good works. I say thank you, thank you, thank you, and living in the state of appreciation for the good that continues to multiply here within the community and the individuals of this family in those ways that are right, real, and relevant. And so it is. Amen. There it is. Thank you. And this is Helen, your vice president. And is heading up the Silver Circle campaign, and I understand our goal of 100 is at 86. So if you're one of those 14 left to help see Helen for sure. So exciting day. Debbie Wheeler came on down from up north. Bless your heart and soul and your musical talent. Touched us in a deep way. Reverend Fran, bless you for your wonderful musical orchestration. And congratulations on the talent show Friday night. All your folks did wonderful for sure. And Dr. Christina, always a joy to share Sundays with you. Giving us sound is Matthew. Bless your heart. And your Friday night talent show too. What talent for sure. Thank you. And giving us the visuals, we have Steve Grant stepping in the last moment. So thank you for that. And know that there's CDs available right after the service if you'd like, or you could go on to one of Tim's podcasts. It's live streaming right now. Hello to everyone from around the world. It's a lot of love going on here at Seaside, and we feel your love. So thank you for being here, and Tim, bless you for sharing it with the world. The numbers keep growing every week by our viewers, so that is a lot of fun. And also, a special congratulations. As you heard Dr. Christina say, we had the practitioner orals, 4 years of minimum study led to a moment of being licensed. And any of those licensing new practitioners that are here, please stand up so we can say congratulations. We got Cameron, we got Robin. Fabulous, all right. The movement is uplifted by your commitment. Hey, there's a lot going on at Seaside. Make sure you look at your Sunday program. Like Thursday night, Catherine Alice, I think, is renowned for her work with spiritual dating. She is going to be here. Go to her website. She is nationally known, international activity sharing that, so she's going to be here. I see the following week we have the angel activity going on with Janice, so there is a lot that is going on. So there's a shot of her on for Thursday nights right there, so Catherine Alice. So. But what this has always been about here at Seaside is healing, and prayer has really been the activity, but a beautiful way to get into that heartfelt space is through song and music. And I got to tell you, I called up Friday, dear friend, Reverend Roby, who in January of 1992, I was in town not even 6 months. There was this little redhead who came to the Del Mar Hilton with her little music box and cassette player, and she sang the song from Les Miserables that I'm still talking about it. And right now, her Sunday services are moving to Thursday night, starting August 3rd, 8th, up at Carlsbad Theater. Her services will be exciting and dynamic, but she was free this Sunday. So I called her on Friday and said, would you sing this song on his own? Roby, Reverend Roby.
This is for Trayvon. God on high, hear my prayer in my need. You have always been there.
my son, he is my own. And God, you granted me this son. The summers die one by one. How soon they fly on and on. And I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young. He is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be. Let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring
And that is the Reverend Roby. Bless you. Love you. Hey, remain standing as I close this prayer. I feel this applause and this love and know that the presence of God is alive and real right here in this moment, uplifting each and every one of us to a new and greater realization, the truth of being. We can hear that Divine Father saying, bring him home, bring her home. And I know right now that each of us is home in this very moment, and we come home with that realization, I get it. I understand. With a full understanding of the truth of being, that we had all that was ever necessary to walk this path through this life, rich and blessed, and the battles that we have fought have all been there to reveal the truth of being in an ever greater kind of way, presenting ourselves time and time again for annihilation, only to discover that which cannot be destroyed inside of our being. So recognizing the health, the wealth, and well-being of being is the truth of who I am, the truth of who each and every one of us is, that we have come home safely, and that cry and that prayer for our safe journey is uttered every moment of every day, and our soul can feel that blessing. And this I say thank you. I say thank you for the health, the well-being, and the divine unfoldment of truth and wholeness. I let it go, trusting that it is so, and so it is. Amen. Welcome to stay here.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on.
on, ladies. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, take one. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
And our affirmation for the week is, I am effortlessly imagine all sorts of possibilities. Together, I effortlessly imagine all sorts of possibilities. Touch your heart and say, I effortlessly imagine all sorts of possibilities. In our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me. Well, it moves through us all. We are living in grace. We are living